Hello guys, and welcome to Daily Market Movements. Welcome to this episode where we're going to be analyzing the price chart of the NASDAQ 100. Now yesterday was a horrible trading session. I'm sure many retail traders would have got burned yesterday, and this is exactly why during yesterday's video I explained how important it is that we get a positive close. Now recently this week I have mentioned that one massive sign that tells me that we have officially bottomed would be if we did get a daily close above 1.5% in the positive for the NASDAQ 100. And yesterday at one point we were trading 2% up in the green, so we were trading 2% towards the upside. We did go and achieve prices around 15,350, and in the final 2 or 3 hours of the trading session we completely paired those gains, and we actually ended up finishing down 1.5% yesterday. So I'm sure many of investors, retail traders, those who aren't as well experienced in the markets would have been buying into that bounce, but that's just what you call a dead cat bounce, and that's why it's so important that you do wait for that daily close. Now things are going to get very interesting now due to the fact we have broken below the 200-day EMA. Now the 200-day EMA is kind of our last level of support. You could even argue maybe around this 4,400 area. That's an area where we did bounce, but I'm looking more towards a 200-day EMA. That is a significant area of support that we are now trading below. This is what I personally think could potentially happen. Yesterday we had the bounce, investors would have bought, and of course the markets then paired those gains, and basically meaning that investors would have lost a significant amount of money. And during today's trading session we are currently trading in the red towards the downside. Now from my experience, I have seen previous movements like this, and what tends to happen is that investors now think, oh god, I've just lost my buy positions there, and we have officially closed below the 200-day EMA, and we are trading in the red pre-market. So what you'll get now is a bunch of investors go and sell the markets here. And then what tends to actually happen is that although it might look very ugly going into the opening bell today, you actually get a bounce towards the upside. I have seen this play out on several occasions. I'm not 100% saying it is going to happen today because I might be wrong. There might be another further leg down. So please don't take this as financial advice, but look out for that bounce. I'm very optimistic during today's trading session whether we can get that bounce to trade back above the 200-day EMA. I think I said earlier on this week how important it is that we get a weekly close, where the weekly close is, and if we get that weekly close above the 200-day EMA, that then tells me that this is the start of the process of the bottom. It may be that we come back down for a double bottom, but that would basically say to me that we have started the process to bottom here. And one other pattern that I have seen occur here is that we have formed a slight Elliott wave where we've had that A leg all the way to the lows there on January 10th. We had the B towards the upside, and then of course we've had that C stem towards the downside, with the C always being lower than the A. So what you can tend to see here is a move back towards, at least first of all, the B leg up at 16,000. Eventually, once we break through that B leg, all the way back towards the highs at 16,600. But what you can also see is a move back towards the upside, a W bottom where we go and retest that C bottom, and then a move back towards the upside. So the question is, are we going to see a bounce here? That's the first question, or are we going to continue lower? One reason as to why I think we will see a bounce here, and we will get that initial negative movements towards the downside to kind of trick investors. Investors will then short that, and then of course we will get that sharp bounce towards the upside back above the 200-day EMA. And the reason that I believe that will happen is because look at the RSI. We are now officially considered to be oversold. We're at 29.43. For those who do not know, using this RSI indicator, anything under the reading of 30 tells us that we are oversold, and the NASDAQ 100 has finally achieved that. One other thing that I'm slightly worried about though is the S&P 500. It hasn't quite hit a 10% correction. I think it's very likely that we will see a 10% correction here, and that would probably mean a move down towards a 200-day EMA. So if the S&P 500 has still some way to go, likelihood is that the NASDAQ 100 will get dragged down with it. But this is personally what I believe will happen. We will get that initial negative open during today's trading session, and then we might see a bounce later on in the session back above the 200-day EMA. Nevertheless, guys, please be very, very careful when trading out there. Please use very low amounts, especially during volatile times like this, as the markets, one day it's up, the next day it's down. It's very difficult to predict. You're much better off trading it on a more medium to longer term basis. I will be posting another video later on this evening as we go into the weekend to basically conclude this week's movements. Remember, don't forget, it's all about that weekly close for me, which basically means the daily close as it is Friday. So please tune in for tonight's video, but it's going to be a very interesting session here on Wall Street. And that is going to wrap it up for today's video. But just before I let you leave, I just want to quickly show you our brand new streaming service. We've recently launched this website that you can see in front of you. This is where we provide in-depth analysis videos as well as trading signals via our Telegram group chat. Once subscribed, you'll then have access to all of our in-depth analysis videos as well as access to our private Telegram group chat. We cover various markets such as commodities, US stocks, indices, and cryptocurrencies. We also have a video category where we provide educational content so that you can improve your trading skills. If this sounds appealing to you, then you can find our website link in the description of this YouTube video at dailymarketmovements.com. If not, then I would just like to take this time to say thank you for watching today's YouTube video. Please give my channel a subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again soon.